Hello everyone and welcome to another random bits and pieces segment from my brain, and today, still a while, for we are playing some more Franchise Hockey Manager 7 with my Tampa Bay Lightning Historical Challenge. So last season we got taken out of the playoffs in the first round, despite having a pretty good team, but we didn't get the goaltending, and when you don't have the goaltending, you usually don't go very far in the playoffs. Usually. So that's pretty much what happened to us. We got out goalied by Martin Brodeur. So we are now on July 1st. There's going to be an expansion. The Columbus Blue Jackets and the Minnesota Wild are going to be joining the team, the league, sorry, which means that I'm going to be losing some decent players. Point of solace, maybe. I am getting a free upgrade. One of my draft picks has developed pretty nicely. Alex Tanguay is going to be a 3-star player at 20 years old. I just offered him a contract. It also looks like I'm able to sign Mike Dunham now. We'll see. So, LeBarbera, Matt Walker, Julien Vauclair, Greg Zanon, Nicholas Hagman as well, all getting contracts. So, we'll see what's up with that. Alright, so in the news, before we get going and submit our production list, John Van Beesbrook had some hidden talents that nobody knew about. He recorded a country album entitled The Mini Moods of John Van Beesbrook. So, yeah, this is the first time I've seen that. That's kind of interesting. I don't know what it does, like as far as like ratings or anything like that, but that's kind of cool. So, all right. So Ray Shiro is going to be the GM for the Columbus Blue Jackets in their first year in the league, and then Paul Holmgren was named their first head coach. Jim Rutherford was named the Minnesota Wild first GM, and Pat Burns is going to be their first coach. Now, in retirement news, Thomas Sandstrom is retiring. So he was 35. He was a star and a half, retiring as a king. Doug Bodger retiring at 34, 2-star player with Nashville. Pittsburgh loses Guy Carbonneau to retirement. 40 years old, still a 3-star player. Sean Chambers, longtime Tampa Bay Lightning, retires. He was with Boston now. So 33 years old, 1-star and a half. Wendell Clark retired in Toronto, 33 years old, 2 stars. Murray Craven is retiring, 35 years old, 1-star and a half with Carolina. Mike Eagles retires in Calgary, 37 years old, 2-star player, playing in Calgary. Dave Ellett is retiring as well in Toronto, 36 years old, 2 stars. Grant Fior, 37, 1-star and a half. He was still in Toronto. Trent McCleary, who was just acquired by Nashville not too long ago, is now retiring, 27 years old, 2 stars. Ed Olchuk retires in Phoenix, 33 years old, 2 stars. Mikhail Pivonka, whom I'm almost acquired in that trade, but they decided to not pull the plug, or they decided to pull the plug on the trade, so that didn't go through. Pivonka was 34, 2-star player, playing in Washington. Bill Ranford retires from the Kings, 33 years old, 2 stars. Ulf Samuelsson retires in Pittsburgh, 36, 2 stars. Darren Turcotte retires, 32 years old, 2 stars with the Rangers. Jan Vopat retires at 27, 2 stars, playing in Vancouver. And finally, Harry York retires in Toronto, 26 years old, a star and a half. So Toronto lost, 4 players to retirement? Alright, so... Okay, so as you know, now is the time that I am going to have to submit my protection list. I'm gonna need to make some heartbreaking choices. Let's see what the assistant says. That's always what I do, and then I'm gonna go from there. Oh, I would like to keep Anzus and Jovanovski. Yikes. And Peltonen. Wow, Peltonen is finally a 3-star player, and I might have to lose him. Actually, I think I would rather keep Peltonen than Scott Young. Okay, maybe not. The best that Peltonen is a 13. Scott Young is a 15 in a couple categories. Yeah, there's some heartbreaking decisions to be made here. I don't want to lose Peltonen. I don't want to lose Jovanovski. Actually, I think I might swap Mironov. I think I might let Mironov exposed and keep Jovanovski. Let's take a look. Okay, quite a few 13s for him. He has a couple 14s over there. I'm gonna keep. I might end up regretting this, but I'm going to keep Michael Anzus over Steve Ruchin. Steve Ruchin is a little bit more of an offensive type of player. I already have Sundin and Straka for that. And Anzus is a guy that I like a lot as far as, he's pretty much the prototypical third line center. Now, I know his point totals are not great or anything like that, but I think that he can accomplish more for a third line than Steve Ruchin can. He's a 16 in a couple things. What about Ruchin? Oh, yeah. He's only a 14. Okay. Oh, that's not easy. That is not easy. Sorry, I know that, it might not be the most entertaining thing to look at, but... What about Guerin? Oh, he's a 16. Oh, yeah, I'm keeping Guerin. Alright. Oh, it sucks. I'm gonna lose Vili Peltonen. He's been a good warrior for us. He's been on the team for a while, and he's never been, super great or anything like that. But then again, it's the first time that he's a 3-star player, so... We're gonna need to see him develop somewhere else, I'm afraid. And we're gonna lose Jovanovski as well. That really sucks. I wish I could keep him. But he wasn't playing out that much, and we might lose Francis Bouillon too. We're gonna lose quite a bit. Alright, so... Alright, let's do this. Alright, so they're all looking into their contracts that I offered. Of course, Peltonen's going to be replaced by Alex Tanguay, so that part is not too bad, I suppose. Alright, so let's see how badly we get picked apart here. Alright, so, oh, Félix Potvin is the very first pick. He's gonna be in Columbus. Oh, wow. Yevgeny Nabokov is available. Look at that. Roman Cechmanek is picked by the Wild. Andre Mazin is picked by the Columbus Blue Jackets. Kevin Weeks. Wow, Philadelphia had Kevin Weeks as the Rookie of the Year, and they didn't keep him. The story of the very turbulent story of goaltenders in Philly is just, you know, the gift that keeps giving. All right, so Kevin Weeks goes to Minnesota. Yevgeny Nabokov goes to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Fred Brathwaite goes to the Wild. Ed Jaranovsky goes to Columbus. Keith Carney goes to the Wild. Jason Smith goes to Columbus. Dmitry Yerofeyev goes to the Wild. Richard Matvichuk goes to the Blue Jackets. Eric Messi goes to the Wild. Bryce Salvador goes to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Sean O'Donnell goes with the Wild. Brad Warenka goes to Columbus. Craig Rivet goes to the Wild. Yannick Tremblay, Columbus. Greg DeVries, Minnesota. So Greg DeVries I sent to LA in the Rob Blake trade. Mike Ratchey goes to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Petr Svoboda goes to the Wild. Yui Krupp goes to the Islanders. Was in the Islanders, goes to Columbus. Marcus Ragnarsson goes to the Wild. Steve Ruchin goes to Columbus. Hopefully that's all we lose. Joey Juneau goes to the Wild. Brian Smolinski, Columbus. Vitaly Yakmenev, Minnesota. Andrei Kovalenko, Columbus. Andrew Brunette, Minnesota. Well, that's fitting. That's where Brunette played mostly with Minnesota. PJ Stuck, Columbus. Wes Walls, Minnesota. Sean Pronger, Columbus. Matthew Barnaby, Minnesota. Mikael Renberg, Columbus. Thomas Kucharczyk, Minnesota. Joe Murphy, Columbus. Igor Korolev, Minnesota. Dieter Kalt, Columbus. Roland Ramoser, Minnesota. Boyd Devro, Columbus. Yevgeny Koreshkov, Minnesota. Kimmo Rintanen, Columbus. Lubos Bartechko, Minnesota. Ty Domi, Columbus. Valery Karpov, Minnesota. Patrick Poulin, Columbus. Tommy Westlund, Minnesota. Joe Sacco, Columbus. Brad Smith, Minnesota Wild. German Titov, Columbus. Sean Bates, Minnesota. Sebastien Bordelot, Columbus. And that's it. With Tom Chorsky going to the Wild. So we did not lose Vili Peltonen. We did lose Steve Ruchin and Ed Jovanovski. Alright. So that sucks. But yeah. Alright. So now is the time to look at free agents. Let's look at goaltenders. As we know, that's where I need help. Yevgeny Nabokov. Can I sign him, though? Oh. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so all of a sudden it became a little bit more difficult to find a goaltender that I can sign that is not a restricted free agent. All right, let's see what happens here. All right, Andreas Salomonson got bought out by the Kings, which is kind of funny because I had didn't I get him in the trade? Yeah, I got him in the Rob Blake trade, and then I put him back on waivers right away, and they picked him right back up, and now they bought him back. Mikko Luoma was bought back by the Blues. Frederick Norena was bought back by the Islanders. Jean-Guy Trudel bought back by the Oilers. And Andre Savage bought back by the Oilers as well. Alright, so we are at the rookie draft here. Alright, so Henrik Lundqvist is the big guy to get here. I don't have a I don't have a first or a second, so who cares? Let's just pick until human. There you go. Now we're in the third round. Let's see who went first. Patrick Sharp was taken by Chicago. Oh, by Chicago. Okay. And Rick Lundqvist is gonna go to Buffalo with Dominic Hasek, Mike Camilleri with Columbus, Scott Hartnell with Washington, Marian Gaborik with Phoenix, R.J. Umberger with Minnesota, Rick DiPietro with Anaheim, and so on and so forth. So what do we have here? We have Peter Pruka, and we have Vili Koistinen. I think I'm gonna pick the. Actually, I think I'm gonna get Peter Pruka, even though he never really developed in real life. Doesn't really matter. And I don't really care. I'm just gonna let the AI pick. There you go. Alright, so the best drafts were the Hurricanes. They got Jonas Iller, Nikita Alexev, Pesonen, Endicott, Maslenikov, and Pobedonostsev. Or something. The Blue Jackets got Camilleri, Klesla. Oh, that they actually drafted Rostislav Klesla in real life, too. Brian Sotheby, Gerber, Tomas Malik, Spiridonov, Flatch, and Montreal got Rafi Torres, Jared Allen, Stefan Veilleux, Craig Menard, Chris Menard maybe, Evans, and Josh Gratton. Worst drafts, the Bruins got Tim Jackman, Caron Stewart, Kavanagh, Mazunin, Arstad Evian. Oilers got Antoine Vermette, Christophe Schubert. Wow, they drafted a la Ottawa Senators in real life. Thomas Puch, Lako, Diachenko, Andrews, and the Sharks with Lampman, Wright, Ballet, Sprux, Music, and Elaine. Alright. I think I'm gonna stay put here. Okay, so Agman would like number 27. Obviously, I cannot give it to him, so 20 it is. You look like a guy that's going to be fine with number 20. Julien Vauclair would like number 3. He can get it, nobody has it. And La Barbara would like number 1. But that's Nikolai Abibulin's number. 35 is a very nice goaltender number. You can get that. And be happy with it. Alright, and now I need need to give a number to Matt Walker. 8 is fine. And then 5 to Greg Zanon. That's fine as well. Those numbers were not taken. Alright, now that's the part where I usually click on the continue button quite a bit. Let's take a look at contracts. Should I pursue somebody? I have 40. I can definitely pursue somebody. Maybe I'm too late. Right, so oh god, there's not a lot there. Yeah, I think I'm too late. We're July 7th already. The good players probably signed somewhere. Oh, let me I am curious. Ooh, he's declined even further. So Alexander McGillney did sign already. He signed with Boston for 3 years. But he's only a star and a half anymore. Alright. That's all I wanted to see. Oh, there's been a trade between the Flames and the Wild. Chris O'Sullivan is going to Minnesota for Matthew Barnaby. So Matthew Barnaby goes to the Flames. Chris O'Sullivan goes to the Wild. I think the Flames got the upper hand in that one. Alright, Hall of Fame induction. Peter Stastny got in. I did vote for him. Brian Propp got in. I believe I voted for him as well. Dan Bouchard got in. I did not vote for him. That's it. Only 3. Only 3 got in this time. I think that's the first time. Usually there's always 4. Alright, so we just saw those guys. There you go. Alright, we're in August. Not a whole lot going on. Oh, John Van Beesbrook's album flops. John Van Beesbrook should evidently stick to hockey. The 36-year-old member of the Vancouver Canucks recently released his album, but it's not going over well in the world of music. The album is getting panned by music critics, and sales are reportedly dismal. This isn't how I pictured this working out, Van Beesbrook said. I'm still glad I did it, but it's a pretty bad feeling to put yourself out there and get this kind of feedback. Van Beesbrook said, at this point, you can consider his music career over. I'll just perform in my shower, but that's about it, he said. Not a whole lot going on. Maybe the computer is going to give me a mega trade between themselves. Or offer me something incredible. I guess not. All right, we are getting close to preseason. You know what that means? That means we are calling up players. All right. Oh, there's been a trade between Nashville and Columbus. Okay. Kevin Dean and Marcel Osa go to Columbus for Yannick Tremblay. So Yannick Tremblay is now part of the Nashville Predators. Okay. Oh, Mario Lemieux extended with the Pittsburgh Penguins. 1 year extension, almost 3 millions. Wow. Alright, it's that time. Oops. From ear. That's what I was trying to do. Oh yeah, that's right. I have Brian Allen. I think he's gonna get promoted and take Ed Jovanovski's spot. For some reason, that was difficult to say. I really don't have a whole lot of forwards. That's okay. I like to draft defensemen for some reason. All right. Now everybody wants a number. Yeah, number 28 for an Avlid. Yeah, I'm not giving you Brian Rafalski's number. I have 29. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a different number. 36. Yeah, I'm not giving you Michael Anzus' number. So we'll see if I made the right pick by keeping Michael Anzus over Steve Ruchin. 43. There you go. Yeah, I'm not giving you Keith Kitchuk's number. Yeah, you can have 65, like Eric Carlson. You don't know who Eric Carlson is right now, but eventually you will. Oh, you want Keith Kitchuk's number as well? Wow. 45. Victor Ubel would like 24. You're getting 22. There you go. You're 17. Oh, we're done with that. I guess it's one of the perks of not having, 50 contracts and only having 40. Doesn't take as long to assign numbers. All right, so preseason starts. Now, as we know, during preseason, we're going to lose a lot of games because the computer will use all of my players and kind of do a mishmash, and the other teams send their best players every single time. That's something I wish they would improve to make preseason look a little bit more realistic, to see the other teams do kind of the same thing. So we're going to be playing against the Flyers. Let's take a look at them. I do like to look at, even during preseason, So Trevor Kidd and Sokolov in net. They let Kevin Weeks go after winning the Calder. That sounds about right for Philly. Gary Galley is still there. Chris Therien, Peter Ratchuk, Brian Elmer, Darren Van Imp, Mathieu Dandonneau on D. That's not very good on D. Up front, they have Berezin, Lanko, Isbister, Paulson, who's unfit, Rod Brynamore, Greg Johnson, who's unfit as well, Saku Koivu, Eric Lindros, Campbell, DeMaio, Reki, Scatcherd, Pankov, Yevstukin, and Afinogenov. All right. Wow, Alex Tanguay is an 18 counter-attacking forward. And he's 20. All right, Nikolai Abibulin is going to be in net for us. Maxim Sokolov is going to be in net for the Flyers. And we tied 2-2. We outshot the Flyers 45-36. Damon Lenko was the first star of the game. He had 2 assists. Sergei Gonchar was the second star with a goal. Mark Rickey was the third star with a goal as well. So nobody scored in the first. Then in the second period, the Flyers scored, made it 1-0. Then in the third period, the Flyers made it 2-0, but then Martin Straka scored on the power play from Markus Naslund and Teppo Numinen, and then Sergei Gonchar scored on the power play as well, unassisted. It was tied at 2, and that was how this game ended. Nobody scored in overtime, obviously. Passes on point for Raimo Elmanen in Phoenix. He got a goal and 4 assists. Wow. Sadly for you, it's only preseason. It doesn't count. Alright, and now we're going to be hosting the St. Louis Blues. Alright, so the Blues still have Cujo in net, and then they have Reagan as the backup. On D, they have Steve Stajos, Krasotkin, McLaren, Letang, Buzek, Quintal, Laflamme, and Kimmo Timonen. Up front, they have Laxonen, Ekman, Shannon, Budish, Laperriere, Muller, Tums, Primo, Druken, Macaulay, Barnes, all in Ladislav Nagy. Brian Reagan is going to be in net for them. We're going to go with Johan Edberg. And we lost 4-1. We were outshot 32-22. Nils Ekman was the first star of the game. He had a hat trick, 3 goals. Stu Barnes was the second star with a goal and 2 assists. And Christian Laflamme was the third star with an assist. 11,900 people in attendance for the game. St. Louis scored first in the first, and then Peter Shastlevy tied the game from Sasha Gotch and Keith Kachuk. It was tied at 1 after 1. And in the second period, Nils Ekman scored, made it 2-1. Then he scored twice in the third period to complete his hat trick, and we lost 4-1. Yep, Nils Ekman has a memorable preseason game, mind you. Strong game for Zygmunt Palffy with the Islanders. He had a hat trick, 3 goals against Anaheim. Ray Ferraro has a great game as well. He had 4 assists against the Sens. And we're going to be in Florida to play against the Florida Panthers. Alright, so Panthers, I have Jose Theodore and Marcel Skis in net. Steve Duchesne, Kenny Janssen, Sherivayev, Beauchemin, Anderson, Brian Campbell, Rhett Warner on D. René Corbet, Johnson, Carrier, Laurie, Marco Sturm, Antti Alto, Jeff Daniels, Prokopiev, Milan Kraft, Steve Guola, Patrick Schellberg, Chris Dingman, Jerome McGinley, and Niklas Sundstrom up front. Nikolai Abibulin is going to be in net for us. He's going to face Jose Theodore. And we tied 2-2. Florida outshot us 33-31 in that one. Dave Laurie was the first star of the game. He had a goal and an assist. Martin Straka was the second star with an assist. And Milan Kraft was the third star with an assist. Panthers scored first in the first period. Then nobody scored in the second period, but there were a bunch of penalties. Then in the third period, Peter Sheslivy scored on the power play from Ryan Smith and Brian Allen. Then Bill Guerin on the power play from Martin Strucker and Marcus Neslund. It was 2-1 Tampa Bay at that point, but about 12 minutes later, Panthers scored, tied the game, and that held, and we tied at 2. Mark Messier has a strong game. He had a hat trick against the Nashville Predators. And we are now going to be playing at the Joe against the Red Wings. Right, so the Wings have Byron Dafoe and Shabanov in net. On D, they have František Kaberle and Nicholas Lidstrom, Dick Tarnstrom, Udin, Sven Butenschon, Jeff Finlay, Chris Joseph, Jamie Pusher, and Skopintsev. Up front, it's Jim Dowd, Travis Green, Michael Groshek, Mike Salinger, Vili Niminen, Sergei Fedorov, Keith Primo, Steve Yzerman, Dallas Drake, Martin Lapointe, Ray Shepard, and Dan Einout. So, yeah, really strong at center and on the right wing, not so much on the left wing. Surprised to see Salinger is not a center. Salinger was a fairly good defensive center when he was playing pretty good on the faceoffs. Alright, so Johan Edberg is going to be in net for us. Byron Dafoe is going to be in net for them. And we tied 3-3. Wow, we're pretty much neutral. We're unable to win, unable to lose. We outshot Detroit 38-36. Keith Primo was the first star of the game. He had a goal. Marcus Neslund was the second star with 2 goals. Ray Shepard was the third star with an assist. Marcus Neslund scored the first goal of the game from Boris Mironov and Teppo Numinen. It was 1-0 Tampa Bay at that point, but Detroit scored twice before the end of the first period. It was 2-1 Detroit after 1. Then they made it 3-1 in the second period, which means that we headed into the third period down 2, and we scored twice. Marcus Neslund from Martin Straka, then Vyacheslav Kozlov from Mikhail Nylander and Sergei Gonchar. It was tied at 3. Nobody scored in overtime, so we got ourselves another tie. Miroslav Shatan has a great game. He had a hat trick against the Caps. Alright, so speaking of the Caps, we are going to be hosting them now. Alright, so the Caps have Craig Billington and Olaf Kolzig in net. Kelly Johansson, Steve Smith, Kultanen, Aucoin, Atcher, Klee, Zidlicki, Salo on D. Leroux, Thornton, Warner, Cook, Schroeder, Degg, Drury, Thornton, Shitaroni, Bundra, Ristich, Konowalchuk, and Valisevic up front. Alright, so Olaf Kolzig is going to be in net for the Caps. We're going to go with Johan Edberg. And we lost 3-2. Alright, so I guess we didn't tie this time. Oh my god, we outshot them 42-13. Marek Zidlicki, was the first star of the game. He had 2 assists. Keith Kitchuk was the second star with an assist, and Olaf Kolzig was the third star with 40 saves. 11,020 people in attendance for the game. Alex Tanguay scored 3 seconds into the game from Rob Blake and Martin Straka. I'm not sure how that happened that fast. But, yeah. Then the Caps scored twice, made it 2-1, and then Bill Guerin scored before the end of the first from Keith Kitchuk and Michael Anzus, tied at 2 after 1. Then the Caps scored in the second period. It was 3-2, and that was the end of the game. Nobody else scored. Oh, Modano extended for 3 years with the Stars. They didn't say for how much, just that 3 more years. Right, so we have 2 preseason games left. So we are hosting the Habs. Let's see if they made some changes to their team. Right, so they have Bruce Racine and Patrick Roy net, so that didn't change. Peter Popovich, Matthew Schneider, Jay Mickey, Scott Annan. That's Colin White, I believe. Yeah, Colin White, the defenseman, not Colin White, the forward that plays for the Sens in real life at the moment. Patrice Brisebois, Eric Desjardins, Sean Hill on D. Benoit Brunet, John Leclerc, Steve McKenna, Brian Savage, Colin Forbes, Vincent Anfus, John Madden, Pascal Réaume, Craig Darby, Eric Dawes, Mike Keane, Kevin Stevens, and Jeff O'Neill up front. Patrick was going to be in net for the Habs. We're going to go with Nikolai Abibulin. And we won 5-1. We outshot the Habs 40-11. Matt Sundin was the first star of the game. He had a goal and 2 assists. Mikael Nylander was the second star with a goal and an assist. And Michael Lanzus was the third star with 2 assists. 11,234 people in attendance for the game. Montreal scored the first goal in the first period, and then Vyacheslav Kozlov tied it on the power play from Matt Sundin and Alex Tanguy. It was tied at 1 after 1. Then we added 2 goals in the second period. Vyacheslav Kozlov scored on the power play from Matt Sundin and Teppo Numminen. Then Matt Sundin again, not again, but he scored from Sergei Gonchar and Marcus Naslund. 3-1 Tampa Bay after 2. And in the third period, Scott Young scored in an empty net from Michael Lanzus and Mikael Nylander. It was 4-1, and then we scored again with a goaltender in. It was Mikael Nylander from Scott Young and Michael Lanzus. 5-1. The final score, Brian Allen and Eric Desjardins got into a scrap in the third period as well. And Ville Peltonen is hurt, so I was wondering if he was playing. I guess he is. But he's day-to-day now. A night to remember for Ray Ferraro. He had a hat trick against the Flyers, so Ray Ferraro is doing pretty good in preseason there for Nashville. Alright, and it is the last game of the preseason. We are going to be playing in Boston against the Bruins. Oh, Don Sweeney finally came back. He had like that crazy injury and he didn't play much. Alright, so John Graham and Jean-Marc Pelletier in net for the Bruins. So the strength of the Bruins is not in net. Don Sweeney, Igor Ulanov, Glenn Wesley, Tom Pody, Ray Bork, John Clem, Blake Sloan on D. Up front, it's Ted Donato, Grant Marshall, Sergei Zoltuk, Koreshkov, Stumpel, Riesner, Oates, Gomez, Cherkowski, Denmarsh, Hines, Murray, Orkov, and Alexander McGillney. Johan Edberg is going to be in net for us. John Graham is going to be in net for the Bruins. And we lost 3-2. We outshot Boston 31-26. Adam Oates was the first star of the game. He had a goal and an assist. Bill Guerin was the second star with a goal and an assist. And Scott Gomez was the third star with 2 assists. Keith Ketchuk opened up the scoring in the first from Bill Guerin and Brian Allen. It was 1-0 for Tampa Bay, and then Boston tied the game before the end of the period. It was tied at 1 after 1. Then Bill Guerin gave us another lead from Brian Allen and Keith Ketchuk. But then the Bruins tied the game again before the end of the period. And then in the third period, Adam Oates scored the game winner, and we lost 3-2. Victor Ubel converts to right wing. Cool. All right. Yeah, so strong game for Maxim Sushinsky, who had a hat trick against the Capitals. Okay, waiver draft is on the 3rd, so we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. Okay. Alright, I have to submit my protection lists. Alright, so let's ask the assistant. Oh. Okay, why are you not signed? Mike Dunham is bugged, so I'm not protecting him. Somebody else can claim him and be stuck with it. Alright, so I'm exposing Nicholas Avlid apparently. Stanisław Niemi. Yeah, that's that. Yeah. All right, that works. There you go. All right, Vili Peltonen is feeling better. In the season preview, the Stanley Cup favorites appear to be Tampa Bay again. Well, we saw that went last year. Led by center Matt Sundin, general manager Jesse Bonham has built a squad that will be the team to beat this year, but they can expect challenges from Craig Patrick's Pittsburgh Penguins and New Jersey, featuring goalie Martin Brodeur. Among the dark horses, Montreal stands out as a possible challenger with a big season by Patrick Roy capable of pushing them into contender status. The scoring race will likely see Pittsburgh's Mario Lemieux challenged by Jaromir Jagr of Pittsburgh and Colorado's Joe Sakic. The top defenseman in the league is generally considered to be Detroit Red Wings blue liner Nicholas Lidstrom, with New York's Brian Leetch and Chris Pronger of Ottawa also in the running. Finally, among goaltenders, Buffalo's Dominic Hasek stands out as the league's best, while New Jersey Devils netminder Martin Brodeur and Patrick Roy of Montreal can also steal games for their teams. Alright, let's do the waiver draft. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so Andre Mazin was picked up by the Washington Capitals. Jeff Hackett was picked up by Phoenix. Valery Karpov goes to Chicago. Chris O'Sullivan was just traded for, picked up by Anaheim. Patrick Poulin picked up by Toronto. So again, it's mostly those like expansion teams that are not protecting their players properly. Tommy Westlund goes to Atlanta. Joe Sacco goes to Buffalo. Brad Smith to Edmonton. German Titov to Nashville. Steve Guola with the Bruins. Kevin Dean with Florida. Vladimir Malakov with the Flyers. Fred Brathwaite with the Islanders. Blake Sloan with St. Louis. Eric Lecomte stays with Calgary. Vitaly Litvinenko goes with the Devils. Peter Popovich with Carolina. Paul Laus goes with the Kings. Rich Pilon with Vancouver. Matthias Johansson with Montreal. Bruce Rassin goes with Ottawa. Sami Salo goes to Detroit. Tom Chorsky to Dallas. Igor Matushkin with the Rangers. And Grant Ledyard with Colorado. Which means we have slim pickings. Oh, look at that. It's Mike Dunham. I can pick him up and not be able to sign him again. Oh, I can get Martin Garbage as well. And sorry I call him like that. But yeah, his career didn't exactly took a good turn after the Sens acquired him in real life. Yeah, I don't know who I am going to get. Marty Turco, maybe? There you go. All right. Oh, is Turco bugged as well? I guess he is, huh? I don't know what's up with that. It's weird. So I have Dunham that's there yet again, and I can offer him a contract. Oh, he's not interested this time. And look at that. Current negotiation mood, a big smile on his face. What about Turco? And then it's nothing's gonna happen. Oh no, he did sign. Okay. Cool. Now he's gonna need to clear waivers. But that's something that I'm gonna need to take care of in the next episode. So I'm gonna go ahead and save the game. So I know I didn't make a whole lot of moves. I'm kind of out of options at this point. I don't really have picks anymore. I guess I could trade a roster player to try to improve the team. We'll see where we go with that. But hey, the game thinks that, we're heading to the Stanley Cup, right? So what's to worry about? But anyway, alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop here. So as usual, I do want to thank you for tuning in, and if you've liked the video and you would like to help support me and my channel, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until I roll this game again, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.